It's actually supposed to be champions of the world. We know who we are, man. Yes, yes. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, with a brand new video, man. It's your boy, it's your host. You know the rest. You know the rest. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for actually tuning in. If you're a new subscriber, please make sure that you subscribe. Please make sure you like the video. Please make sure you engage with me in the comment section there, man. But other than that, welcome to the humble abode of FootySessions, man. Chelsea 2, Palmeries 1. A review. Champions of the world, man. It was a very, very good performance. It wasn't like okay, it was an okay performance. Let me put it that way. It was an okay performance, even though we attacked most of the time, but like we couldn't get nothing out of that attack. We couldn't get nothing out of that attack because Palmeries was actually playing on a low block, right? They were waiting for us to actually attack them, and they also wanted to play on a counter, right? And they looked very venomous attacking. They looked very venomous when attacking. Dudu was everywhere in our 18 area. You had your Romy, or is it Rami or Romy? Those wingers are so good. I don't know whether Romy is a winger, but I know what Dudu is like a free roll or a winger. So those guys look potent when actually going forward, right? So we actually didn't allow them to have any chance to breathe. That's what I liked about how we played. We didn't actually allow them to hit us on a counter to make we didn't allow them to do anything. We didn't allow them to do anything, and our defense was so in sync. But on the other hand, when it came to us, it was a thing of we looked so predictable going forward. Like our attackers looked so predictable. Like we couldn't like conjure up something out of the attacks that we made, right? Even though like they were playing on a low block, they were actually blocking each and every chance that they actually came their way. But then we got the Club World Cup, man. I'm really proud of the lads. They showed a fighting spirit. I'm really proud of them, man. Let's get into the lineup and what we went with, and I'll also give individual performances as well. We went with 3-4-3. We went with the 3-4-3 with Mendy being the starting goalkeeper. When it comes to Mendy, right? I understood, like in the like during the game, I understood why Tuchel actually picked Mendy. The game when Palmeries attacked, it was so fast. It was so fast. Like it needed someone who was like, okay, they can actually see a shot like coming out of nowhere, right? And when coming to the long range also, they were so good. When it comes to like shooting out the box, they were so good, right? So I really understood like during the game why we picked Mendy over Kepa. You know, because Mendy's instinct, man. Mendy's reflexes are so good. We can't deny Mendy, man. Can't deny Mendy. So Mendy's reflexes are so good. I understood why we picked him. But other than that, like I couldn't have had a problem if we chose Kepa as well. Couldn't have had a problem because Kepa started the tournament so good, and like in the previous game, let me put it that way, he was so good, right, with that left hand, like strong hand save. So I wouldn't have any problem with if we chose Kepa over Mendy. And then diving into our back three, we had Rudiger, we had Thiago Silva, we had Christensen, and then on the left wing, as a left wing back, we didn't have Alonso, we had Callum Hudson-Odoi, and then our pivots, we had N'Golo Kante and Kova, and then right wing back, we had Aspilicueta. And then our front three, it was Mason Mount as the right wing back, as a right wing, and then Kai Havertz as the left wing, and then up top we had Lukaku. to go into our back three, right? Our back three was so in sync. Like the way they timed your Dudus, your Remy, it was so good, man. Especially Christensen. And Christensen was so good in actually timing your Dudu and Remy, right? Because these boys were so fast. They were very, very fast. And I was so scared of Riga as well. But they handled them very, very good. They handled them very, very good. So Christensen, when it comes to timing these boys, he was so good. When it came to win marking them, he was so good. So Christensen, man, he actually gave in a man of the match performance because he was so consistent in the first and the second half, right? And then you have Thiago Silva. Thiago Silva didn't see much of him, but he actually made those like decisive tackles when it came to these boys actually countering. But one thing I noticed about Thiago Silva in the first half, right? Thiago Silva was actually sourcing balls to our attackers. Like for the first 20 minutes, he was making sure that our attackers are getting balls, and like they to make sure that they conjure up chances, right? They to make sure that they get into the box, because as I said, Palmeries was actually playing a low block, and then you have your Rudiger. I wouldn't say same as Christensen, but like he actually played very, very good. He actually played very, very good, and actually timing your Dudus and Remy's, because the reason why I mentioned Dudu and Remy, they were so good. They were so good. So on the left hand side, on the left at the left wing back, we didn't need your Marcos Alonso to actually cause confusion, because he was gonna be ran over. Like, to be honest, he was gonna be ran over. So having your Rudiger at the left centre back role really, really helped a lot. So Rudiger good. I'll give him a 7 out of 10 performance. And then you had your Callum Hudson-Odoi. Callum Hudson-Odoi, going back, he wasn't that good. Like, to be honest, going back, he wasn't that good. He was poor, very, very poor. He was being like ran over so many times. I know I talked about Alonso, but Callum Hudson-Odoi, dog, he was ran over so many times. He was ran over so many times. But what I liked about him going forward, he was so precise. He made those direct runs. I liked it. I liked the fact that he made direct runs. He actually made crosses in. So I didn't understand why he was like taken off. I understood in some point, because like defensively, we didn't want to get exposed. But like going forward, man, he was so direct. His crosses were so direct. He got an assist for Lukaku. Like, let's put it there. Our first goal, it was an assist from him. So moving forward, we had your Kovacic and Kante. Kante and Kova, man, they were cleaning up every single thing in their way. Kante and Kova, man, were cleaning up everything in the, like, whenever Palmeries tried to attack, these boys were cleaning up, man. These boys were cleaning up. So I wouldn't like separate them or who played better than who. They actually played like the same way for me. Kova, you know him with like these short passes and link up play. You know him, man. And Kova with, as I said, like I wouldn't separate these two, because like they played the same. They were so in sync as well that they played the same. Kante with the link-up play as well, especially with combining with Aspilicueta. With Aspilicueta, his link-up play was so good. Kante's link-up play was so good, man. And then you have your Dave, man. Dave, what a skipper, man. Dave, as I said, bombing forward, he looked okay. And getting those link-up plays as well, actually getting those. He didn't actually make so much crosses yesterday. But like going forward, he made sure that there's link-up play between him, Mount, or Kante as well. You get to understand. But other than that, man, Dave was so good, especially when he given that penalty to Kai. That's what I appreciate about the skipper, man. As I said, like Dave wanted this more than anyone else. Dave is a leader, man. Come on, Dave. I feel like if he leaves, I've got to shed a tear. I've got to shed a tear, man. And then you had your Kai. Kai, silky German, man. Silky German. Silky German. Kai, in terms of link-up play as well and getting into those pockets of spaces, Kai was so good. Kai was so good. And, but like, as I said, our front three, right? Our front three, like, couldn't get, like, any ball and converted, like, especially in the 18 area. Their end product was so bad. They were so predictable. Palmeries actually knew what they were gonna do before they actually done it. You get to understand. But in terms of linking up play and actually bombing forward, you know, Kai will actually pull up a bombing run once in a while. You know. But other than that, like in the 18-yard area, man, I think it wasn't our attackers wasn't efficient enough. They weren't efficient enough. Even though Kai actually played well, but in the 18-yard, man, that's where it actually counts the most if you're an attacker, right? That's where it actually counts the most. So Kai was good. Let me give him that. He actually scored the winning penalty. Let me give him that. And then you had your Lukaku. Lukaku was so good. But what frustrates me the most about Lukaku is he will get the ball to his feet and try and turn when he needs to make a shot first hand. That's what frustrates me about Lukaku. But other than that, man, he actually played good. He made sure that there's like link-up play. He made sure about that. So I gotta give credit to Lukaku, man. He almost single-handedly won us this tournament. The Club World Cup. He almost with that bombing header, man. So credit to Lukaku. So, and then you had your Mason Mount. Mason Mount was actually injured. But that was the only person that I saw that made a shift when going forward. That was the only person. Before we came up, that was the only person that I saw made a shift in our attacking. That was the only person. Because his pressing runs, his link-up play with Ngolo, as I said, with Aspi as well, good. A 10 out of 10, man. A 10 out of 10. And then came on Pulisic, he was good. But he missed so many chances. Like, he missed 2 chances. Still many. He missed 2 chances that would have been, like, decisive for us. Like, if he lost that Club World Cup, I really feel like it was going to be like, Pulisic, what were you doing, dog? Like, it was going to be the question. Like, what were you doing? Like, you could have converted these chances. Because the first chance that he got, it was the very same one that could have led us, like, to a 2-0 victory against Man City. It was the very exact same one. Like, coming from the left, like, and then, like, having a swing with his left foot, right? It was the very same one, man. And then Pulisic, I don't know, he didn't get, like, enough power behind that ball. And then it went far post, like, outside the net. So I feel like Pulisic, man, he was getting stuck in so many times. That's what I loved about him. He was getting stuck in so many times, winning us free kicks, having to complete so many dribbles. Like, he made an impact when he came in. But those shots that he missed could have been, like, decisive for us. Could have been very, very decisive for us. And then you had your Werner. Werner in extra time was doing so good. Werner's movements for, like, the last 15 minutes of extra time, that was so good, man. That was so good. I feel like we could, like, see that type of Werner week in, week out. I feel like we could see that type of Werner week in, week out. His movements was so on point for the last. I don't know what Tuchel said to him, but like, come on, man. Because Tuchel had a chat with him, like, before we went into the second half of extra time. He had a chat with him. And then all of a sudden, Werner played so good. So that's what I liked about him. And then you had your ZH put in a he didn't put like a wow performance, and it wasn't even okay. I don't know. ZH's body language, man, was so off. It was so off. It was so off. It was very, very off. So he didn't get to do much. Even he actually came in extra time. He didn't do much. So man, yeah, man, it was a very, very good game. It was a very, very good game. Other than that, man, please make sure that you subscribe. Please make sure you like the video. Please make sure, if you have any thoughts about the match, if you have any thoughts about the lineup, how we went, individual performances, please make sure that you engage with me in the comment section there. But other than that, man, up the Charles, world champions, please make sure that you get me. Please make sure that you get this channel to 40 subs, man. We're like 2 subscribers away to getting 40 subscribers, man. Other than that, man, have a peaceful one.